The world's a better place because you were here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And it is a Tuesday, the first show of June 2025 Productive Conversations. It is June 3rd, 2025, and we are about to bring the broom, bring the energy, and let's start off this month off right with a brand new tweet cap, and let's talk about what's trending in our world and talk about other great things in life. But before we do that, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding this show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at ProdConvoPod. We're on TikTok at Productive Conversations and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And as always, you could thank our presenting sponsor, Magic Mind, for having our back, creating opportunities, and giving us the ultimate elixir to enhance your everyday life through its signature nootropics, matchas, and other ingredients throughout. It is a product that will help boost your focus, help you stay more calm, and ultimately give you a better feel for your day. So go to magicmind.com/PCMAY for 48% off your first subscription, 20% off your first one-time purchase. So what's going on? Allison, Jose, and Ryan are here to discuss what's going on in our world as we begin June 2025.
What's up, guys? Yeah, well, but take that, Big Justice. We bring the boom now. You bring nothing.
See, it's still a thing.
No, that's why we can bring the boom, legally speaking. The boom
Oh,
has
nice.
been abandoned. We have squatters' rights on the boom.
Awesome. How are
Yes.
you, Allison and Jose?
Brian, what was that face for?
Not Matt laugh. Matt no selling every one of my jokes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Awesome.
oh,
Dude,
he's
it's
got
like
a million screens.
cool.
No, you're a funny guy, Ryan. You genuinely are. I want to just say one thing to start, just on a very sentimental beginning. It was announced by Mark Maron that he is ending the What the Fuck podcast, WTF with Mark Maron. Show's been around since 2009. It's coming to an end in the fall 2025. Why I bring this up? Well, not only the fact that that one podcast helps solidify this industry, a podcast and Mark Maron himself who helped make podcasts and grow this industry for what it is, and the amazing stories he has told throughout, the incredibly interesting people he's put on, deserves a lot of credit. That is a big deal. I'm very legitimately sad that it's coming to an end. But Mark Maron in my first ever studio was one of the podcasters on my side and a big influence. So I just want to say congratulations to Mark Maron and his producer Brandon going to greener pastures. I am very confident these last few months of the show are going to be pretty epic. But definitely I guess they decided that they have hit their peak. Nothing wrong with that. And it's definitely a sad day for the industry. I really believe that. So congratulations to them. We'll continue to listen and we'll always listen, really. There's a great podcast. I call it the Ultimate Origin Story podcast. That's where I really learned mostly a lot of celebrities, but there's other interesting people on. First ever sitting president to join a podcast was his first show to be in the National Recording, the Congress's National Recording Archive, the very first podcast to go there. Like I said, Mark Maron helped make the interview podcast what it is, help make podcasts grow more as an industry. And yeah, I think it's a genuinely sad day for the industry to hear that. So I just wanted to point that out to start.
100%. You know, a lot of guys get a lot of credit for podcasts. He's not usually one of them, and that's too bad because you're right on the money.
Yeah, man. So just wanted to give some love there to Mark Maron. So, all right, but we will continue to grow the industry that he helped solidify there. So, all right, so let's actually start today's show with our deep question. Before we get into the trending topics as we usually do, let's start our productive conversation today by having a productive conversation about life. So my deep question to begin today's show for all of you, look me in the eye and read my lips. I have a question to ask you all. What's better, a cute date or a wild night out?
I mean,
what stage of my life
Huh.
am I in right now?
No, that shouldn't matter.
That
Wild
shouldn't
night out or a
matter.
cute date? Would you rather have a
Hmm.
wild night out with friends? It could be a partner or whatever, partying it up, or would you rather have a romantic, intimate date out?
The first one.
So you'd rather have a wild night out?
Yeah. You said it could be with anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wild night out.
All
I might actually agree. Obviously, any night out would involve my wife as well, but I almost, I like it when there's a larger group getting together. I do like, obviously, I like spending time just one on one, but I like people. I like being around people, and you'll be around a lot more people if you're like hanging with a larger group of friends, going to a couple of bars, maybe even dancing if you're really into that sort of thing, right? So yeah, I'm gonna say a night out, actually, as opposed to an intimate date. They both have their place, but if I had to pick one over the other, that's what I'm picking at this point.
Okay, cool. Jose.
I'm dying to know before I go to answer my question, what's a wild night to Ryan for Ryan? I feel like when he says a wild night out with his wife, it's like going to a bookstore when it's closed and trying to get inside.
Bookstore is closed.
Like,
Oh,
Barnes and Nobles is about to close in 10 minutes. Let's
Yeah,
get in there.
I mean, I think that closes at like
wild night
6,
out
so
for
not really a
Ryan is
wild night
going
out.
to a local guitarist at a low key bar where people are drinking kratom.
Actually, so my answer is actually the opposite of both of y'all. I'll take
Romantic
what's it, the
date.
cute date and
Yeah,
romantic
cute,
date.
very like cute, intimate date.
Yeah, because I know I'm gonna get laid at the end of the night. With a wild
You could
night,
get
everybody's
laid
gonna.
after a wild night out.
That is true
No, you're.
too. That is
And
No,
true.
you
what
could be with
friends am I
anybody.
gonna? I'm not going to. You said a wild night with friends.
He said friends,
But just
partner,
yeah,
or
exactly.
Just
It
whoever.
could
wild
be
night. That's
whatever.
all I
Just
said was
wild
wild
nat.
night.
Yeah.
Okay, I like
So
intimate sex. So for me, a wild night is either everybody's blasted and not gonna remember it, or I'm gonna
Hmm.
With the
That
smash
makes
girl
my
sense.
named
girl with
Hermione,
intent.
right?
Well, you're to wild night. You're not guaranteed to get laid. You're having a wild night. You're taking
Oh,
a
did
your
you
chance,
only
hear
aren't
what
you?
focus is getting
Did you
laid.
hear what I said though?
What?
I said with the girl named Hermione, that would be your perfect night, right?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! I'll take that too. I'd
I'm
rather
So
never gonna
have
get over it.
I'll have it
Ever.
with Marty,
Ever.
with her ass. At least she's coherent enough that when I say her name, she'll stop. I hope.
Hope.
While night, she ain't gonna pay attention to
That's
shit.
right. She won't hear you over the Dementors.
Listen,
so
at the end, go
Jose,
ahead.
you're about to say at the end
I
of the
don't know. I was
day.
gonna say at the end of the day, people, go for a wild night. Shit happens. You don't know what's gonna happen. People get too twisted. Your friends might cop block you or whatever. Intimate date, you're pretty much 99.9% guarantee that you're gonna get laid at the end of this.
I mean, listen, I don't
It
believe
could
that you
work either
have to.
way too, but I mean,
I
yeah,
don't.
you don't have to get laid to
Yeah,
have the
I
perfect
don't
night
believe you
either.
need
No.
to end the night getting laid in order to have a fun night.
Well,
That being said,
if I'm home,
I'm fairly confident that no matter which one of those two I picked, it would end roughly the same. So, you know, but I also am of the mind that you don't have to get laid at the end of the night to enjoy your time out with people. uh, Also,
Yeah, so
bookstore, Wild Night Bookstore, huh? That's where you
Well,
guys think.
not
Bookstore
even.
closed.
So that's all. So if I had to just quickly put a scale together, right?
Mm.
The intimate cute night, right? We
Yeah.
have one side, yeah, or with somebody, either a partner, somebody that could soon be your partner, or somebody in general you really like. You go out, you eat, you enjoy yourself, and that is definitely a very good thing you would want to have. Definitely. It sounds sweet. Whether late or not, of course, if you could have something passionate at the end of the night, that would be great too. But, that's not always a given. But a wholesome evening, right? On the other hand, specifically with your friends, right? Of all the various nights you can go out, you start with pre-gaming, you socialize a little. If you're into marijuana, maybe you smoke a little of that. If it doesn't get you too tired or antisocial, you could do that. Use it more as a tobacco, like tobacco smoking in a way. If that is you, then you go out, you dance, you party, you do all that. If
What
you're
the
gonna do
fuck?
drugs, do them responsibly if you can.
What is
And
happening?
then after that, you keep partying. Then you get some munchies or drunchies after to either slow down the possible hangover or whatever. Then you go
Are
home,
you,
smoke some more weed,
what
and
the
watch
fuck?
something good. I'm
I won't.
explaining how most people have good ass nights.
Explain that as
My
mad
version
fucking work.
is so much different.
Well,
I was going to say, I actually, not that obviously the bookstore was incorrect, but by comparison, my night out feels a lot like going to the bookstore to Matt's night
Compared to
out.
Matt's fucking
I
shit.
might have to switch my answer simply because my night out doesn't feel anything like Matt's
Matt's,
night
Matt,
out.
the
those have
answer
been my
sounds like
nights. Those have been my nights out from the years 2014.
To now.
I guess a little, definitely
the,
not as frequent as it used to be.
to
But
be to be to
um,
be real honest
we'll
with
say.
you.
Well, wait. Can I just answer Ryan's question? We'll say that. We'll say semi-retirement of that came in
Okay, yeah.
2020. If 25 is now, we'll say semi-retirement of that was in 2023.
Okay,
Can I,
okay.
If that makes
be-
sense.
I see you, yeah.
Can I state one thing? The
Yeah.
answer to your question is generally it depends on how old you are. If you're in your 20s, what Matt says sounds about right. In some
That was not
aspects.
right even in my 20s.
Well, I figured that out. But my point, I'm 40. If I have a significant other, I'm pretty much laid back. I'm just chilling. I'm gonna want something good to eat, good conversation, and kind of just have a smooth night to where I need to be in bed with her and call it a day. Don't need much. I don't need to be around people. I don't need drugs for that shit. I don't need to even get lit to have that much fun. If I have my significant other, why the fuck do I need to do all that bullshit? Just have a great time.
It's
no,
true too.
I think the difference, at least for me,
I think age factors it plays a huge
Sure,
part in
but-
that.
Right. We'll say. What do you
Sure.
want? I mean, I think it's too late in the segment to pick an age. But if you
No,
wanted to say cute night at 27 and a cute date at 27 and a night out at 25. Actually, no, scratch that. Both at 25 years old.
See, I don't know why when you asked the question, I didn't think of my normal night in or night out. I thought of like my like dream night out, if that makes sense. So I looked at it as like a hypothetical, like
At your
I
age,
don't
at your
have-
now, or when you're younger.
No, I'm saying the question. I didn't even take like what I currently do now as
into consideration,
into
yeah.
consideration. It was like in my mind, if you're giving me like two options, I'm gonna take like the best. Like, okay, what's the best date I can have with a significant other? What's the best night out I can have? So like, I just went like,
Right. Well, I
that
kind of.
makes sense. I don't. That's coming out not right, but I'm not sure.
No, I hear what you're saying. You're like, what if it was the best date ever versus the best night of my life? Essentially.
That's
Right.
a bolded question.
Right. Well, I could see like that being the way you want to look at it. Again, my personal thing is I just do like hanging out with multiple people. I like having a lot of people around. So that's why I went with the night out because there's more people involved in that scenario. But I mean, there's room for both. I will say. I agree that
Yeah.
there's time and place for both. Especially as Jose pointed out, when you get older. I'm one of the older in my friend group down here, and I don't want to go out as much as everybody else does. I have fun
Yeah.
when I go, but I don't want to go as much as
Right.
everybody
I
else.
feel that's me too. But if I had to pick, gun to my head, cute date or fun night out,
There's
I probably
too
would do the cute date.
there's too much variables because then in your mind, a cute date, you have to have someone in mind that you want it, and then technically, what is a cute date? Because everybody's is vastly different on the technical term of cute date.
Everybody's night
Everybody's-
out's different too.
Correct.
That's what
correct.
makes this such a deep
So-
question.
But what I break it down is for me, what are you looking for? What's your intent? So for me, it's either it's I can't. I mean, I don't have.
We know what
I
your
don't hide it.
intent is,
But
but
correct. So, what would be the easiest way if I have the perfect person to make the cute date to have someone in mind,
Mhm.
and I'm taking the chances where it's pretty much locked down. Now, if I go out and have fun with my friends, blah blah blah, I'm thinking so many scenarios in my mind where it could go wrong. Where a cute date, I got the perfect girl. I know what I want to do with her at the end. I can have fun with her there. So it works like it knocks all three stones out in one shot where I don't have to like if it fucks up, it's on me. Where if I go out with a night out with my friends and she's there and they're blending drunk like I had scenarios where friends fucking cop blocked me, talked about the girl I slept with the day before when I met with this girl and brung it up and blah 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 in front of her. Like scenarios like that you don't want. So for me, like
this is the most romantic I think you've ever been on this show, Jose.
I try. I
Mhm.
try.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. All right. Let us move on to some other things. So we're gonna quickly mesh some NBA into here really quick. Obviously, New York Knickerbockers are out. The season's over. The season came to an end Saturday night, losing 4 games to 2 of the Indiana Pacers. Congrats to the Pacers. It's going to be Pacers and Thunder NBA Finals starting Thursday night.
Are you
And that
forgetting
will
something?
what?
Are you forgetting to say, damn,
What?
Jose, you were right. Pacers in six.
Well,
No, like,
you were right, Jose. Good for you. Anyways, but obviously bummed out what happened, but it is what it is. Probably deep down, this was what's gonna happen. It was inevitable, but we will now go in the off season with the Knicks. And for those who love basketball, they will probably be the only ones watching this series. I will be watching this series. I think it's actually interesting. These two small market teams, and one are going to win their first title, but not everyone's me there. And that's okay. However, the big thing that happened at the end of this game, and something that very much fascinated me, that the minute this game was over, most of the fans went to go see the finale of the NBA on TNT after an amazing run. I believe it was from 1989 to 2025. The NBA on TNT has been around, help establish cable television. Cable television is sports, and especially the last 15 years of the show, it has been as great as it gets. The very best in studio show in American sports. NBA TNT with the Ultimate Crew, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith. And they had their final game, their final broadcast on TNT on Saturday night. Though the crew and the hosts are going to go to ESPN, it's still an end of an era. And I was bummed to see this too. It was a bum weekend in that sense. I love that show dearly. We played a lot of clips on this show, and we will continue even on ESPN, even though everybody's afraid that ESPN is gonna fuck it up somehow. But we'll worry about that later. But NBA TNT comes to an end, and I do want to play some clips. But anyone have some thoughts on that?
Yeah, I
yeah,
would say before we see the clips, I think we're way too worried about the ESPN censor of it all. One, Pat McAfee has simply said whatever he wanted, right? Just factually
That's
speaking, I
true.
don't think there's been a single thing on that show censored. And then two, Shaq doesn't need ESPN's money.
Or
You know what I mean?
Barkley. I mean, none of them really.
Not really. Yeah, none of them really. But I'm just saying, like, Shaq has got so much money. He is Papa John now. He ousted Papa John. He's the new Papa. So like he'll say whatever he wants. And if he says whatever he wants, Charles is going to say whatever he wants. And that's essentially the whole show. Ernie tries to
Yeah.
do a show while Shaq and Charles Barkley try their absolute hardest to not do the show. And then Kenny's, kind of vacillates between doing the real thing and messing with his buddies. So, like, yeah, I think that as long as Shaq doesn't need the money, the show won't change. And so,
You know
yeah,
what's
I think it'll be fine.
another thing we're scared of, Ryan? When Stephen A teased on Wednesday have a big
Well,
announcement, people are
yes,
legit scared.
that
Now, if
would be
that
bad.
happens, I'll punch this computer that I need everything that I cannot afford for this computer to lose. I don't think they cannot. You cannot show your ultimate tone deafness if ESPN puts Stephen A. there. Nobody
Why
wants
not?
that shit.
It would ruin the chemistry.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. It's not the
We
first time he
don't
was on the
want
show.
Stephen A. You
Well, he
Stephen
can
A.
be
apologist.
on it for like a little bit. You could do
He
like
could
a
be
10
on.
years.
He could be on once every 40 games.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
even going to put a calendar to it. I'm saying like
It's the,
if he's
the four
a
of them. We
guest,
love the four of them. We
yes.
don't need to add anybody else.
Right. If he's
I
a
think
guest every now and again, fine, whatever. He's an ESPN personality, but no.
But
the
shit
show
like
should
that
be the
is
four of them. Yeah.
The show like that is exactly why people are nervous. It's
worried.
never going to be the same. But I think deep down, even tone deaf ESPN knows not to do that. You can't. Not even when the goddamn NBA Finals begins, you're gonna say that. No, I'm pretty sure that they're smart enough to not do that.
I hope so.
Yeah. So
Bring him on. I want him on the show. I think it'd be
You want
amazing.
hold on, it's all serious. You want him every week?
I don't think it's that bad.
I feel like it would just ruin the.
They talk
flow.
shit about him. They talk shit all the time about Stephen
exactly.
A.
Hence why you don't need him on. Let him be aboard right there. I disagree, bro. But you could have your wish in your dream.
You
could do an AI show.
You never know. Maybe the big news is the ESPN is going to give Stephen A. his own Stephen A. show that's on the podcast to live. They're going to take Pat McAfee off and put Stephen A. there.
That might actually happen.
Maybe.
That could happen, actually.
I'm pretty confident if it's big enough that'll be discussed Thursday. But,
Is it really that big?
Well, I don't know. That's why we're waiting. But either way, that's not the point. The point is the NBA on TNT was freaking amazing, man. It really, really was. And sad to see it go. At least leave TNT. But yeah, and honestly, if you're a big TV nerd like me, Turner Sports is pretty much gone unless you like tennis. That's all they got left. French Open right now. And then some golf. No, you don't even do golf anymore. So yeah, but I just wanted to leave that. It's awesome. It brought great camaraderie. Throughout my life, from a teenager to now in my 30s, it was always there. And they only talk about the Knicks really twice. 2013 in these last few years, but yeah, I'm gonna miss it.
I just realized you're mad disrespectful, TNT, and don't think AEW even mentioned that.
Oh my shit! No, yeah, you're right. Exactly. That's the thing. I got
Ted Turner was big in the wrestling business, and their network still is.
I personally always loved Ted Turner. I thought he was great. Still around. But yeah, first, just the few clips I wanted to show. I thought Ernie Johnson, the perfect person to say the final words. I want to share that really quick. And he's definitely one of the best broadcasters ever and an amazing person.
He's singing the So Long song from Out of the Box.
In the next life.
I'll try to keep this brief.
Take your time.
Several years ago, I wrote a book called Unscripted, and I asked people to embrace the unscripted, not fear the unscripted. If I had written the script, the NBA and TNT would be together forever. It's not going to happen. But while I was disappointed and I was sad, I was not bitter. We know how business works. Gratitude is the operative word for me. Grateful that, since 1989, I've been with this company. No matter what you call the company, I'll always be Turner. And I'm grateful that I work with you guys. I'm grateful for all of the relationships we've built professionally and personally through the years. You just don't realize that until you see people here on the road and say, hey, this is probably going to be it. And you think back to all the good times you had. So I'm grateful for that, and also grateful that we have members of our crew who are going to go work at NBC or work at Amazon. And you know how they got those jobs? Because their resume says NBA on TNT. So thank you. We have been honored to do this. And we look forward. Look, the four of us, as you've already heard, the four of us are going to be together. Our production crew is going to be together. It's going to be that same bunch. We're still going to be shooting that show in Atlanta. It's just going to air somewhere else. And so the craziness that you've seen, the nonsense and the foolishness and the top-notch basketball analysis, all of that stuff's going to be on. It's going to be on ESPN or ABC next year, not on TNT. For that, it's we're sad. But I'm proud to say for the last time, thanks for watching us. It's the NBA on TNT.
Obviously, awesome. What a great send-off, right?
It is. I mean, yeah, he's been there
off
a
the
long
dome.
time.
Off the dome, such a great professional.
That wasn't from the dome. That was from the heart.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
No,
unscripted, yeah. But yes, good call there. But yeah, man, gonna miss that show. I really am. But why don't we just share some of the best TNT moments from the viral tweet from some dude named Call Me Huey. What's y'all favorite NBA on TNT moment? 70 million views. Why don't we just quickly go through the thread?
There was talk about you coming back for the playoffs last year, so you really just been working on your game, trying to get back your timing and conditioning, really, to be honest, correct?
Yeah. Come on, man. What you do to me? I don't do anything. You know you been saying stuff, we don't know you saying. I've never seen anybody give you just a one-word answer, man. What's up?
Hey, man, I don't care. Y'all know
Underdog, put that picture of Chuck face on the t-shirt.
Hey, I don't get sensitive about these guys. Y'all know how I feel about them.
I'm just saying, man. Put that face again, Jeremy.
Yo, man, I had a serious announcement to make, and y'all keep screwing around.
No, you don't want to get Jeremy. Just show me a picture of Chuck's face.
Hey, can I?
Hold on, what's your serious announcement?
Okay, y'all was talking. You do?
Yeah.
I don't get offended by being called the wrong name.
I do.
You do?
Yeah. Who do they mistake you for? I went to
Shrek?
No, I went to that was really good. That was really good, man. That was really good, man.
Anthony was not laughing.
Yeah, he was laughing. That was good, man. That was quick. It was good. It was quick. Who do you get I'll tell you, Stevie Wonder story, but you're not gonna believe me.
Come on, man.
No, I
know the story. He's got to tell it.
He's
got to tell it, Ernie. I know the story. He told me he's got to tell a story.
All right,
he's got to tell a story.
It's a true story.
It's
a true story. So,
according to Shaq,
we lived in a building on Wilshire. So you park your car under the valet's down there. So I'm already in the building. I'm coming through the lobby. Door opens. It's Stevie Wonder. He comes in, says, "What's up, Shaq?" Presses the button. Hold true story. Presses the button, gets off on the floor, buys stuff, goes to his room. I went and called every person I knew and told the story. They believe me. No, bro, he got on the elevator. He said, "What's up, Shaq? How you doing, big dog?" You know what I'm saying? And yes, he did. Yep. Wilshire Boulevard. Yep. I'll tell you, Stevie Wonder.
Here we go.
a four-time champion, Stephen A. Shaq. You know, we had plans, but when that hairline walks in, it's something we got to discuss.
Forehead, though.
Shout out to my main man, Stephen A.
Hey, is that crooked? Hold on.
Keep it light.
Is
it
it
crooked?
crooked?
It looks good.
Hold your head to the left.
Roz Golan would have working the sidelines for us in that game. So we're hearing all this stuff, RGO, about okay, these guys trying to get in their locker room and they go through the back door and everything. So what are you hearing? What happened? Did anybody actually confront anybody with all these attempts to do that after the game?
Well, it was an emotional, chippy game, and it did spill over into the hallways. At the moment, right now, I'm in the Rockets locker room. The team is gone. They've all headed to the bus. Actually, outside of their team bus, there is a police presence just to make sure that nothing else develops or escalates. From the Clippers side, I just spoke to some players walking away. They continue to maintain, hey, we were in our locker room. They came to us. I spoke with members of the Rockets team who basically their response was they didn't like the attitude of the Clippers. They didn't like the feeling that maybe a player on their team was attacked. I said, which player? Was this about Chris Paul? And the teammate said, yes, this was very much a rallying around Chris Paul. They have each other's back. He said this team is very together, and they're always going to respond that way. And his other response, the way he closed it, was interesting. He said, we're going to see this team 2 more times. We will remember this. So this feeling, this tension between the two teams will continue on across games.
Roz Gold on Woody, thank you very much.
They're not laughing at you.
No,
they're laughing at the incident.
the whole incident.
They don't believe these two guys.
Charles laughed.
I know why you're laughing.
I played in the NBA for 16 years, and I've been on TV for 18 years. It's the first time I ever heard police presence. They got, wait. They got a police presence? Are you kidding me? Wait, come on, man.
Numerous social media reports that LAPD was called.
LAPD was called.
See these two, man.
Come on, man.
You know why they're laughing at you.
Come on, man.
Because they would.
Oh,
30.
Come on, man.
No, the issue
Man,
is
y'all
they
gotta
would,
stop it, man.
they would relish
Come on.
for a guy to come in the locker room after them.
Hey, Chuck.
So,
Hey, Chuck.
I don't know
Hello,
what this
police.
is, and I don't know why.
Hello, police. Chris Paul trying to beat me up. This is Blake Griffin. Chris Paul trying to get in the locker room. Get down here and save me. Wait.
Classic.
That's one of my favorite ones.
King Foley, Chris Paul trying to beat me up.
Chris Paul trying to beat me up.
Yo, I don't have it here. I can save it for next time. But probably my personal favorite when they were arguing about the chicken wings in like 2017.
Yeah, that's a good
got
one.
in a legit beef between the two Hall of Famers, Barkley and Shaq. Yo, man, I would have won more rings if I was on the coattail of Kobe and D Wade.
Yeah.
Alonzo Mourning. So I'll throw these chickens at your fat ass.
I just the reason I like that clip so much is because she's doing serious reporting from the locker room.
Yeah, right.
And she talks about, and then like it's like 5 minutes later. She's finishing the report talking about the rest of the season, the schedule. And they just start laughing off camera. And they're trying to be quiet. And by the time the camera comes back to them, they've completely lost it. And then just when you think they might be able to regain the segment after the whole like, how are you gonna call the police? He hits him with the hello police. Chris Paul trying to beat me up. There's just it crescendos to the very end of the clip. It starts with them chuckling like little kids while someone's trying to do their job, and ends with them completely derailing the set.
Dude, exactly why this is the best in studio show of all time, man. Great stuff. But
I was so glad when I saw the tweet. When you clicked on that video and I saw what the tweet said on top, I was like, yes, this is the best one.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. Well, that's all she wrote, NBA. That's all she wrote for NBA on TNT. What an incredible run. And we'll see those guys on ESPN and don't fuck it up. As Shaq said himself, we're not here to fuck around. So they better not fuck around, ESPN there. All right. Just wanted to show just a few quick things at the Knicks' expense really quick. As I said, even though it's funny and whatever. And number one, I guess the Timothy Chalamet luck came to an end. as they fell short. He was there. He actually brought Kendall. No, it's Kylie. He goes out with Kylie.
Kylie.
So he goes out with Kylie Jenner, right? Remember, they're going to Indianapolis, Indiana. This is probably the first time a Jenner's been in
on
the
a Saturday.
Yeah, right. This is probably the first time a Jenner's been in the Midwest. Like, let's be real.
And one of them was married to Kanye West.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But anyways.
No, Chicago is the Midwest.
Yes.
Anyways, this picture just says it all. And I love this from Eric Nathan. Look at Kylie's face learning about Indiana culture. Indiana culture on the fly. This is amazing. Timothy, this honestly has won me over with Timothy. It really has. I'm Team Timothy after this, being nice to probably a
shaking hands,
indie guy from Indy who owns like a construction company. She's mortified. Look at this. The fuck? How obvious can you be? Come on.
Yeah, she's never.
Can you at least pretend to be a normal person?
Did you see her Instagram post on her of her packing?
Go
to the game. Did you see it?
What a staged, inauthentic thing I've ever seen.
But no, did you see what was in the bag?
Oh my god, Nick's lingerie, my ass. No one gives a fuck. Nobody gives an honest fuck about that. I'm speaking for the Knicks fans of the last 100
she did
years.
Buy it.
I don't care.
I know one Knicks fan who cares. His name
Jose.
is Timothy Chalamet.
Well, good for him. He's gotten everything he's life since he came out the womb. So, good. I mean, he probably, you could literally, there's nothing else to add to that. But there you go. I'm now on Team Timothy, clearly being a regular dude in Indianapolis, and she just is. The literal look at a normal person upsets her.
Well, it shocked her. I don't know if it upset her. She was shocked.
She probably deep down like, get this motherfucker out my face. And he
Maybe,
is probably the wealthy one of the Indiana bunch, and she's still
he was courtside, so he's probably got a decent amount of cash on him.
Unbelievable. When I saw that picture, I had to dedicate 5 minutes, as I just did, to that.
Allison, are you a Bucks fan? By the way, I don't know if I've ever asked you. What is your basketball team?
I mean, I've gone to like Bucks games and stuff, but I've never really.
You never had a team, so you're a Knicks fan by default now.
Matt said yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a Knicks fan.
Sorry for your loss.
It's all good. But I have to say one thing. I didn't share that at the time. I was focused on the game. But these Karl Anthony Towns memes have been hilarious. And that people have shown, right? And Karl Anthony Towns pretty much has two voices, his regular voice and his zesty voice. And people call him the zestiest player in the league. And I love what dude on GBT made. He made this AI of him getting ready for the game. And this is funny. I won't lie.
With me for my NBA playoff game. I actually have a huge crush on Tyrese. Like, OMG. Anyways, we're playing the Pacers. I'm so nervous, even though I carry the team on my back. I'm actually on my period, so there's going to be some sass on that court tonight. Get ready with me for my NBA playoff game. I actually have a huge crush on Tyrese. Like, OMG. Anyways.
They didn't fill out the request.
Yeah, someone didn't make it more. Someone's script writing wasn't quite up to par.
And this was funny too on their way to Cancun, him and JB.
Cancun, I'm coming for you.
Oh no, looks like you have to pat me down. OMG, Jalen, we're gonna miss our flight.
Haha, I got the window seat.
Give me the window seat. Tee-hee, we barely made it.
Can you move the TV remote from my back?
That's not the remote. Tee-hee.
Cancun, I'm coming for you.
All right, I had to share that. Again, now I hope you Knicks fans are still sticking around, or the hell with us. But pay attention this offseason. This team will be fine. It really will. I think they just honestly keep the same core and just do another year with them. There's no point of just trading people away because, I mean, look at Oklahoma City. They've been growing for years, and now they could be starting a dynasty the way they are. They are a 750. They're minus 750 to win the whole thing, an insanely huge number. And yeah, I don't think I'm team keep Thibs. I don't think you need to trade Karl Anthony Towns unless only if it's for Giannis, but I don't think Milwaukee's going to do that. And yeah, just keep growing the core and create a chemistry amongst them.
Yep.
And we'll have more of the X's and O's with Alec Reeves later in the week. That's
You and
enough.
Alex should discuss real quick. We don't have to discuss here. On the other show. A little spoiler. Are the Knicks just a singular Chauncey Billups away from the big one? That's what I want to know. So I'm going to be listening. So we better talk about it tomorrow.
yes. So, yeah. So we will either have that on our normal Wednesday, or it might be Thursday because Alex still recovering from his vacation. So it'll be either
fun night out or
Wednesday or Thursday. A fun week out. So
fun week out or cute date.
There we go. Right. Oh man. So I have to talk another thing. We are gonna go wrestling real quick, and if you don't like it, you know where the description is, where you could go to the next segment. But they released R-Truth, the 53-year-old beloved veteran of the WWE. He's gone. Ron, aka Ron Killings, TKO decided to kick him off the street. Well, I know they technically just decided not to renew his contract. But
not to renew, yeah.
What the fuck is that? But hey, now at the time of this recording, they're screaming his name on Raw on Netflix. And, you know, the message has been made clear. We want R-Truth to stay. His tweet that was sent out on Sunday goes at, by the way, what do I have here? Oh, he retweeted a lot of the love, as he should. At 21 million impressions, he said, "Yo, I'm sorry to inform y'all. I just got released from WWE. I want to thank WWE for the ride, but mostly I want to thank each and every one of you who was along for the ride. Thank you for all the love, support, and appreciation you have given me over the years. Incredible stuff." But you know, big middle finger to TKO. And that's the final straw for me as a wrestling fan, because I don't trust this company. It's like the United States and Vietnam. When the Vietnam War happened, that's when the line was crossed to never trust the government again. Maybe a little less serious than that, but I'm bummed. I am bummed, as a lot of us wrestling fans are, that they kicked R-Truth to the curb. And what does that really mean for the future, deep down inside as well, for this company? That they really will focus on profits. They cut a beloved figure that everybody was behind. And yeah, what does this really mean? They
Was it really cutting profits?
Well, I don't know. That's what they'll tell us, but
I don't think it has nothing to
R-Truth
do
is
with.
gone.
I don't think it has nothing to do with profits. If you think of all of R-Truth T-shirts are top three.
He was the number one T-shirt this week when they fired him.
I mean, they're making
Exactly.
money. It's not profits. It's just they have nothing for them.
Well, guess what? You make something for him, or you don't fire him, or don't announce it.
Are you
No,
serious?
I mean, you can't. Even if they didn't announce it, he was going to tell people. So there's no way to hide it.
He's 53, my dude. How much more you got left in him?
Whenever he wants to stop. The Undertaker fought till he was 65.
I gotta be honest. I've been hearing that nonsense for whatever. Listen, I don't know who needs to hear this, but WWE is not a sport. It's not a sport.
Exactly, Jose.
It's very athletically challenging. Obviously, they're in great shape. They do great things. R-Truth, by the way, is still fairly capable in the ring. He was just in a high-profile match like 2 weeks ago before they fired him. It's a TV show, right? No one is like, oh, we can't cast John Lithgow because he's old. No, they'd let him play an old guy, right? You let a young guy play a young guy. You let an old guy play an old guy. But the stories, they involve both. Why? Because it's more interesting to have a story with variety than it is to have the same cookie cutter thing over and over and over again. TKO has decided, and they did this with UFC too. This is not new. I mean, everybody. I wasn't nearly hard enough on TKO when they took over, and I regret that. I wish there was more. I wish there were more fans who were like the really annoying ones who were banging the alarm about this at the beginning, because maybe it would have changed trajectory. It's probably too late now. But they're making this a UFC cosplay. This is just UFC but fake. Everybody is the same. Everything is the same. This is all just a bunch of hyper masculinized bros, have the same damn motivations, the same damn moves. Nothing matters. There's 2 matches on the card. You pay $9,000 to get in there. The match might be great. It might be shit. Doesn't really matter. You've already paid them. They've got absolutely no character anymore, the WWE. They've completely sold out. They are UFC light. They are scripted mixed martial arts. That is the entirety of what they are. There's nothing interesting happening on that show. There is nothing of relevance happening on that show. And the reality is they don't care because they understand that whether either you'll pay $9,000 and go watch the show or they'll just keep cutting people, their profit margin simply won't change. Not now. It will eventually, but not now. And by the way, when I talk about the hyper masculine thing, everybody looks at me like I got 7 heads. When they released all those people before this, the big releases, the big release that happened a couple weeks ago, literally almost 60%, 65% of that was women. Also, the average age of that group of people who got released, 31. The average age of the current champions across Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, 36. Okay? This is not about age. Oh, they're old. Oh, they're old. No. They released a plethora of people in their early 20s, mid-20s. Why? Because they had nothing for them. All they need is a couple of people, and then whichever celebrity has decided that WWE on Netflix is cool for them now. They got Tom Segura, who hates wrestling, coming on the show.
That was dumb.
You got that fat-ass Bert Kreischer, whatever the hell his name is. He's running around with his shirt off doing silly choke slams. Basically, they're cutting people like R-Truth who have a valid reason to be there. They can just send R-Truth to the city before your PLE. When R-Truth went to, what's it called, Austria instead of Australia for his match with the Judgment Day, and he just went around the streets of Austria asking everybody where this arena in Sydney, Australia was. That was hysterical. He didn't wrestle a single thing. It was all on social media. Instead of that, we've got whichever butt buddy of Logan Paul has decided that they want to be on fucking TV for Monday. It's ridiculous. Or whichever one of the 19 people with no talent that Pat McAfee has somehow made a fucking celebrity, they get to come around and do what they want. They get to be in the video game. But we're firing a legend like Carlito. We're firing one of the funniest people on the roster like R-Truth.
Let him cook. Let him cook first.
This is absolutely not just about money. This is absolutely not just about not having something for them. They are changing what it means to be a wrestling promotion. They are changing wrestling right now in real time, and they're making it less interesting. They're making it less exciting, and they're making it fucking stupid. All of those tropes that people talk about when they talk about wrestling, oh, it's just a bunch of, hyper aggressive young guys who want to watch a bunch of people pretend fight each other in tights. That's what they're doing now. That wasn't real. That wasn't the case. You had so many different people, and now that's what it's becoming. Look at who's at the top. Look at who is being pushed and who is not being pushed. That's what it's becoming. You got people like the Wyatts who have been disappeared for 900 years. They're the only ones in the company now who have an interesting story because they screwed up John Cena. There's no way to make sense of what they're doing. And my only regret right now is that Tony Khan is probably too self-absorbed to fucking pick up the ball and run. Because I think with literally maybe 4 weeks, you could put AEW on the path to being the actual alternative that everybody pretends that it is online.
Oh, Jesus.
Genuinely. And that's all it would take. Now, again, they'll never do it. And so we'll never get this. And that's why this can go, by the way, completely unpunished. We talk about the Monday Night War. There's no war anymore. They're just literally doing whatever TKO decides is good for them. And we're going to have WrestleMania in Las Vegas every fucking year because Ari Emanuel doesn't want to get a fucking airplane in March or April, whenever the hell the thing is. And that's where we're heading. That's where we're heading. House shows are gone. So if you don't have $20,000 I don't know, get a Netflix account, you fucking poor person. Like, it's insane the way that they're going about business. Insane. And again, somebody with that much money, all they have to do is put their ego to the side and book a real wrestling show. A real wrestling show, because Raw and SmackDown have left that. They're not real wrestling anymore. They're whatever. They're literally just a hype machine for fucking a Joe Rogan wet dream. They could absolutely gain a following much larger than they've ever had in AEW. And they won't do it because they want to have that fucking, what's his name, Ospreay, keep slagging off WWE for absolutely no reason. And they want to make sure everybody can do 1,900 flippy-doos instead of having an interesting main event scene that doesn't revolve around Jon Moxley and a dude who's on the top of a damn mountain right now. Anyway.
I'm proud of you, Ryan. Great work on that.
You guys are on fucking drugs. What the?
Jose doesn't like it when cool legends get their due.
He gets his due, nigga.
And he's got to stay, bro.
My homie, they didn't release him. They're not gonna renew him.
Oh
Big
my God.
fucking
You know
difference.
that what they means.
That's not.
That doesn't mean a difference. That doesn't mean a difference.
I gotta watch ice show.
Sean, they said you are no longer allowed to be.
You guys are funny. You guys are so fucking funny. Well, name me the last good R-Truth match.
Fucking 2 weeks ago.
John against John Cena.
John Cena versus
Yes,
that
was great match.
Yes.
You're fucking kidding me.
It was entertaining as hell. It was not a 5-star. It was the idea of a fun, entertaining match.
Ryan over here says a great fucking match.
I laughed the entire time. It was one of the most fun matches I had.
Let's be fucking honest. In 3 weeks, we ain't gonna give a fuck about R-Truth at all.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. No, I'm not gonna let this. I'm not letting this go.
Can I tell you something? Well, I don't know that I'll be talking about R-Truth because I've been saying what's happening right now for weeks. The only difference is everybody was telling me that I was being some liberal cuck, and the reality is I was right. I was right.
Well, what are you right about?
It took R-Truth getting fired for people to stop looking at this like I was some freaking soy boy and realize that the TKO is actually killing a beloved brand that has existed since the 1980s, and nobody is stopping it. That's the difference. I've been saying this for weeks now.
Ryan, it's TKO, Vince McMahon, go on and on and on. Listen,
Vince is a monster. I'm not advocating that Vince comes back.
But this has been wrestling since day one.
No, it hasn't, Jose. Yes, I've watched the damn thing for 30 years.
A good job. I've been doing it for 41. Okay. I told you. Again, you're not. Let's get this right between me and you, Ryan. When it comes to wrestling, nigga, I got the bigger cock. Period.
I don't know what that means, but if you're saying you know more about wrestling than I do, then maybe you do. But I'm right and you're wrong. That's the main difference.
Definitely. That's all right. And I will challenge him on everything. And still,
you can challenge me on whatever you want. People pay me to do this.
2 things.
People give me money to do this.
No, people pay you to give you thoughts that nobody gives a shit about. That's what they pay you.
Hey, I don't know. I've seen
the
checks, by the way, so someone cares.
That's awesome. I bet it ain't that much, but it's awesome. I give you that.
Definitely more than you made writing about wrestling.
Listen, I don't need to write about wrestling. Period.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Most people don't.
TKO is doing exactly what everybody fucking does. Period. Who gives a shit?
Doing what they do.
Homie, this shit's been R-Truth been released before, my nigga.
Yeah, in the 90s. Oh my
God.
All right, we got to move on to this then. This is obviously nonsense. He's had a freaking 80-year career since then. Obviously, it's different now than it was as freaking quick.
Carlito's a legend.
Where's the legend?
Fuck you come up with that shit?
When he gets his Hall of Fame induction. What do you mean? Where did I come up with it?
Carlito's not getting no fucking fame. You on drugs, my nigga?
Are you
paying to get them checks back?
You genuinely think you mean that like for real? You genuinely think that you're right about that?
I love Carlito. He's not going to the Hall of Fame.
That's wild. Okay.
What has he done?
Well, first of all, you don't have to do much of anything. Drew fucking carries in the Hall of Fame, but
that is true. In that sense.
You're right. Celebrity ring, great, cool. Carlito ain't going to the celebrity ring. Period.
Carlito's appearance at Puerto Rico alone will get him in the
Oh,
Hall of
you-
Fame because they don't care.
Bad
It's not
Bunny-
real.
Bad Bunny will get in before fucking Carlito gets in. Fucking Savio
Maybe.
Vega.
That's possible.
Savio Vega's not even in the Hall of Fame. You think Carlito's going in before Savio Vega? Dude,
I might go in
funny.
the same time. That'd be kind of cute, wouldn't it? Also, I
That's
didn't say he's going tomorrow.
He's not going.
I think
He's
just
not
the
even
ultimate thing
period.
about cutting a beloved figure that can still, you could find something for him to do. It is just
Are you
these
guys-
TKO cuts.
Are you guys funny in the
Well,
sense that since TKO?
What would you do
well,
better, Jose? First,
Easy. Well, I'll tell you exactly what they're
Fire
gonna
more
fucking do.
fire more people.
What am I? But here's my problem. If I'm TKO
That's right.
and I have a business and I have a developmentals and all the motherfuckers are coming up, where am I going to put them? I got
They
R-Truth,
fired
that
half of
baby-
NXT 2 months ago. No, I'm sorry, that's wrong.
fine.
They
But guess
fired
what? There's
16 people,
Oh,
of which
there's
only
still
2
more
of them
coming up.
were older than 35 years
Right.
old.
No
Jose, I'm
offense,
sorry
I
that
thought
you're
you get paid
wrong.
for this.
I did, and I
Do they
counted. I
not
could
keep
show you the
hiring?
math if you want, bud. I literally
they
get
not
paid for
keep
this. That's
hiring?
right. They
Do
they
you
fired
keep not getting-
2
they
months
keep
ago. They
hiring?
fired everybody on NXT. Jose, this is not about
Who
developmental. I'm
cares?
sorry, it's not.
No, I'm telling you, everybody
you just
is
said.
going to main
You
roster.
said.
Ryan, I'm going to say this real clearly. These motherfuckers over here, that trash. Sarah Logan got fired. Trash. Everybody that's in
Yeah,
this,
what did-
trash.
But who
Name me
said
one
that she-
star.
but-
Braun Strowman, trash. You're paying this nigga $1 million.
Oh my
Nobody gives a shit about Braun Strowman. Give me one T-shirt Braun Strowman has.
I can grab it from my freaking drawer if you want.
Braun
It's in
Strowman
the
that
other
you
room
have.
right now.
Braun Strowman T-shirt. What a mark this nigga
Yes.
is. Jesus Christ.
My thing is,
He was
again,
one of
I've
the
just
hottest acts in wrestling.
Braun Strowman?
When he flipped the ambulance, yeah, come on now, Jose.
Oh, what a fucking mark. God damn. This is ridiculous. You believe your own shit.
No, I don't believe my own shit. The difference is I've listened to enough idiots on Twitter to know that what a fucking mark means I've got nothing to say, so we gotta just move on. What a fucking mark means I've got no argument.
Yes, we do have other stuff to get to, but it is a bummer.
Well,
that
I would love to talk
R-Truth-
about it, but
and-
if the answer is what a mark, that means you've got nothing to say. I've got plenty to say, but you out of things to say. You've made a point. I've refuted said point, and now I'm a mark. So that means you finished your part. I finished my part.
As you could see,
So I'm going to explain something to you. If I
You're
can
going to
give
say the same
R-Truth-
thing, and then you're going to call me a mark
No.
again. No, it's fine.
Well,
Move on.
I'm going to tell you,
You
you're a
got it.
mark.
I got
you're
you.
a mark, all right. You're a mark, all right, and that's
I
fine.
know. I know.
That's fine. But here's the problem. Why am I paying R-Truth that barely wrestles?
You're not.
When I can give him 5,000 or whatever the fucking legend deal is, have him do his fucking monthly appearances and bullshit like 10 DiBiase does, and still get the same bullshit out of it. Paying him less.
Why? Because
you.
why? Because when the Saudi prince Venmos you blood money, you should at least use it for things that people on that watch your show like. That's why.
Because Saudi don't know what they asked for the Ultimate Warrior, and that nigga been dead for 10 years.
Well, that's not my point. My point is when you've decided to jump into business with everyone on the fucking planet, regardless of their morals or their scruples, you've got more money than God. Guess what? You should use some of that money to keep your
For
fucking
what?
fans happy. Just keep R-Truth. Just keep
Nigga.
Carlito. They've got more money than any wrestling company has ever had and ever probably will have. They do not need to cut people. They do not need
That
to
is
make
true.
space. It's not a role. The roster's full. The roster's not fucking full. There's less people at WWE than AEW, and AEW
there
makes
is no
half as much
salary
money.
cap in WWE.
It's ridiculous. Oh, there's a
Is it-
roster
no,
spot.
I'm
Add a
sorry.
spot, dude. You think Obafemi's
Why?
ready for Raw? Just
But
bring
why-
him up. You don't have to fire anyone.
Exactly.
To do it.
Good job,
You're up
Ryan.
now.
You say it again. Say it again.
TKO, why? If I'm TKO, why do
What
I
do you
gotta
mean,
do
why?
one person bitching when I know in a month nobody's getting
Because they're pissing out money. They can do whatever they want. They're choosing to do this.
That
That's
is where
My
the
job is to make money, man.
They did that. They've done it so well too. They've made so much, and they're continuing to make much. Record after record after record. Every pay-per-view,
And
or
it's
TLE,
working.
whatever the hell they
So
call
why
it.
am I
Triple H
stopping?
comes out and he says, "We've made more money tonight
it's
than we've ever
working.
made before." Every night they say this. Every
Triple
month they
Vince.
talk about.
And
It was
it's-
a-
you know what?
every
true.
month they talk about making
So
more
why
money
stop
than they've
it?
ever made.
Why
So
stop?
they don't. What do you mean, why stop? Don't stop. Just keep doing what you're doing. They were doing it with R-Truth. Why do they need to get rid of R-Truth to keep doing it? That doesn't make sense.
When they cutting people last year, they cut people last year. They're gonna have to cut people. Period.
No, they don't. That's my point. They don't have to cut people. They don't. You're wrong. They don't. There's no salary cap. It's not a real sport. It's not like, oh, they can't go over the roster max. No.
That is true.
It's not real, Jose.
Here's the problem.
They don't need to do anything.
Why?
If they're making a profit, they've done their job. We are talking in circles.
Why am I spending money? Why am I spending money on wrestlers that don't
What do you mean, why?
Why?
It's not your money, Jose, or TKO's money
do.
either.
Okay, TKO, why are they spending money on fucking wrestlers they're not using?
Because the people who
they
gave
can.
them the money
Because they can.
like the wrestler.
Exactly.
They don't. You know that
I give them the money.
R-Truth does not do any appearances. You know that, right?
But that's not, again, you're talking as if I'm saying that, but the appearances, I'm not saying anything. I'm saying he could sit in the fucking back and make a TikTok every Monday and then go home. The point is they have plenty of money to keep the guy around. Yeah, but he's not doing it for wrestling now. That's what I'm saying. The company had a guy that everybody liked. The company had a guy that everybody liked. They had no reason to fire him. They got more money than they've ever had before. They already released half of NXT, so they're not worried about the next crop of talent coming up because most of them got fucking fired. So there's no problem. They can say, oh, Obafemi, you're ready? Come on up. Oh, Ethan Page, come on up. They don't need to move anybody. You could just move R-Truth to catering and Ethan Page onto Raw, and then that's the same exact thing. The only difference is when the fans want to pop the fans and wherever, you send R-Truth out for a match against, I don't know, Braun Breaker. People in be my bad, and then he'll try and run away, do a whole comedy bit. Everybody will laugh. That's the only difference. The only difference is if you keep him around, you can use him on social, you can use him whatever, and then when you're like, hey, I have an idea. We want to make Braun Breaker look tough. We want to look Bronson Reed just came back from injury. We want to make him look tough. Let's have him do a thing with R-Truth. R-Truth could be scared and try and run away. It's a whole thing. Now you can't do that. Now you just got to see Braun Breaker versus whichever whatever, fucking Santos Escobar. They're going to have a regular ass match that Braun Breaker wins, and that's it. It's the same damn thing. It's two wrestlers who have no personality fighting each other over and over and over and over and over again while Pat McAfee, Logan Paul, Tom Segura, Tony Hinchcliffe, and all these people chant, incessantly about a product they've never watched, with the exception, I think, obviously, Pat has. He works there. But you know what I mean.
So you basically want TKO like Tony Khan. Cool.
No.
Mark the shit up, nigga. No.
Tony Khan.
So what did you literally just said it? Tony Khan pays these motherfuckers and they sit at home. They come off for one time and you never see them 6 months later, and we bitch about it. Same fucking thing. That's the difference why I call you a mark, my nigga.
The difference.
It's Tony
so
Khan
the difference. So the difference.
We got 2 minutes, and I'm gonna cut it off.
Okay. The difference between the two. The difference between the two is that R-Truth is gonna wear a goddamn Santa hat in Christmas, and it's gonna be funny. And that's that. And it goes away again.
One time in December.
We're talking about people like, I don't know, Adam Cole, Will Ospreay, Kazuchika Okada, people who are supposed to be these big names. They're presented like everyone in AEW is presented as a potential main eventer. And it's obviously not true, and it's ridiculous. That's the difference.
Want TKO to be like Tony Khan.
No, I don't want them to do that.
Keep them on the roster and have them every few months.
Yes. Because variety is interesting.
And what do we make fun of them on the ICW?
Doesn't have variety because AEW tries to pretend that everyone who comes through the curtain could be the next AEW champion. It's a farce. It's silly. It doesn't make sense. I am not advocating that. That is more closely aligned with what WWE is currently doing. I'm saying having jobbers, having comedy acts, having backstage segments, having a variety show. That's what WWE does best, does better than anybody in their industry, and they're literally throwing that away. The Judgment Day skits with Carlito, only part of that act that's still funny. R-Truth, obviously funny. You've just got Judgment Day being a bunch of sourpusses, like they were originally when everybody fucking hated them. And by the way, remember when Judgment Day got popular? It was when R-Truth joined. I'm done speaking. Jose, you can have the final word since I know you're going to try and have it anyway.
Well, obviously you already know what you're going to do with Carlito when Judgment Day breaks up. Obviously, that's where the storyline's going. What are you gonna do with them? Jack off? That's what
we have
Mark.
30 seconds, so we're not going to get into fantasy booking. But
Go ahead, Ryan. Go fuck off. Go ahead. End the 30.
I think y'all did great. Everyone's points so valid. Good job.
Well, as we can see, our truth is clearly tearing people apart. So let's get him re-signed soon, so we can bring each other closer
he's
together.
not getting re-signed. I will say that.
He's getting a legend deal.
Maybe in a few years.
Or
We'll
they're gonna
see. I
resign
will
like
side with Jose on the legend deal because I do think, hey, if you make enough noise, eventually the glass breaks. We've seen it. It might be a lot of noise, but gotta keep pushing, and we'll go from there. And yeah. So unfortunately, I have to cut one of my segments now, but it's okay. It's no big deal. It's a segment that keeps pushed back, but I promise it'll be worth it for Thursday. But I do want to feature a brand new hit TV show on the TLC network, and I will play their show. It's pretty self-explanatory. Virgins. Has anyone heard of the new show Virgins in TLC? Well, you can tell what it's about. 4 people who have never had sex, but they have larger-than-life personalities. So let me show you what I'm talking about. And you tell me if you'll watch it.
Vision your first time.
It's intimate, it's steamy.
Pure paradise. Not on the beach though, because that would hurt, I think, and get messy.
I imagine it feels glorious. That's what people do it so much.
I'm, of course, going to be in my head of like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? My fear is being bad at it.
I am 37 years young.
I'm 42.
I'm 35 years old.
I'm 34.
Yeah, I'm a virgin.
You got it.
I have never masturbated. I've never had an orgasm. I'm a prude. I felt that. Of course I want it. Who doesn't want it? But I'm not sure I can even have sex.
Deep breath in.
Ooh.
My situation is I am still a virgin. And what's even more crazy, I am a divorced virgin.
A divorced virgin.
That's why.
We'll break that barrier sooner or later.
Lord,
Hey, yo.
get a drink.
This is where people say the magic happens, but unfortunately for me, it doesn't. The farthest I've went with a woman is to second base, touching boobs.
When was the last time you had a real date?
10 years ago?
Whoa. Alex is a really great guy. I don't know why he's still a virgin. It's time to speed dating.
I am scared to approach women.
He just needs to get laid.
I do believe in the fairy tale, but I don't hook up with people. I've never had a boyfriend. Like, that is abnormal.
Go, dear.
What a great casting decision.
I am extremely worried that having sex is never going to happen for me.
I think that 34 is the perfect time.
Let's say they made that.
Oh my gosh.
That's gonna be fun.
Spanking's my fetish.
I was like, okay.
What about self-pleasure? I feel like it's so uncomfortable for you.
Like, ew. I can't help it. This is who I am. I've had enough.
Do you think anyone's cute in here, Deanne?
Hey, boys.
I get frustrated when people push me. Go have that conversation by yourself. What if I just turn into like a hoe?
Kiss me, William.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, I didn't expect this to happen.
Who is ready? That show debuts next week on the 9th. Virgins. I have a feeling this is going to be a big hit this summer.
It will. That's sad, but it probably will be. Allison, you didn't have a lot in the last segment. I want you to take the lead.
Yeah,
in this
right.
I would give it a shot and watch it. I don't know. It's intriguing.
I'll try to get more information on the cast really quick, but how about you guys? I'm definitely gonna at least see the first episode.
In the preview, I didn't know what she said when she was like, I don't even know if I can have sex. And I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, that was interesting, right? Maybe there's like some sort of issue where it hurts. I don't know.
I don't.
I think she's just scared.
Maybe that could be too. That could be too. We don't know what she was talking about, but it's interesting because they're kind of treating not having sex like it's some sort of like, I don't know. I don't want to say
deal.
like an affliction or like a disease or something, but it's like, usually when you have a TLC show, it's like, my 700-pound wife or, Married at First Sight. Like you've got like people from like other countries or other backgrounds, or obviously large or with some sort of on the spectrum or some sort of other disability. And this is just for regular people who've never gotten laid, which is kind of just very different from the rest of the shows that are in its genre, because they seem like normal people minus that. And so I don't know. I'll probably watch the first episode to give it a try, but I don't know that it'll become regular viewing for me unless it really takes off and we end up talking about it.
Yeah, by the 4 characters, we had Deanna, who was the like CrossFit girl.
Okay.
Alex, the one dude in there from Reading, Pennsylvania. She's from LA. Rasha from Jacksonville, the girl, the Indian girl.
Mhm.
And then Sonali, which was the black girl.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, I want to see what this goes. And this is specifically for people who are virgins in their 30s and 40s.
Yeah. No, I did catch that they're a little bit old. Although that one, the CrossFit person's like 35. So again, old, sure.
She's not even the oldest
I don't
one.
know. She seemed like normal, pretty much.
I know.
Just
that's
besides
gonna.
not
I'm
having-
interesting to see.
Yeah.
And they, of course, they put the really good looking hot guy next to her.
Yeah,
I mean, some type of discipline, right? Now we need
that's what it is,
Jose's.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Jose's thoughts on this show about virgins.
I don't really have one. Things are just in the show.
You're not into it, bro.
You're not gonna watch it
You're
like
gonna
the
watch it?
fiance, the 90-day fiance.
Well, I'm in 90 Day Fiance because that's different. But Virgins, that's I'm polar opposite. I can't understand that shit.
Oh well, I think it's gonna be an interesting show. So we'll see where this goes. Now you tell me. We have featured this couple before. They went viral, right? Hannah Hale. We'll go with Hannah Hale on this. Posted 4 days ago. She was the normal looking woman with the guy in the wheelchair, if you remember, and a compilation of her relationship has been viralized. So let's see this again, and you tell me about this relationship. All right, we see right here, Jose. You see Allison. So he's in the wheelchair, I guess he has severe cerebral palsy, and she's like a model. So look at this. All right. Or who should we even look at the comments?
I mean, they're
I
gonna
read
be
the
mean.
first two, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, they're gonna be mean comments. We can look
Something
at them,
about this just doesn't seem right. This is the top one. I guess it was the guy's birthday. I'm not being mean. I just don't get this. The noodle thing creeped me out. Oh, Bugs Bunny counting cash. Kim Kardashian counting
Another cash
cash.
thing.
I'd like to see more kissing and affection videos.
That's
which
interesting. That's
which I think
almost
there's a
just
lack
as good.
of. I think there's just a lack of. I think that's the joke. De cuánto dinero hablamos? Lo siento,
much money
pero
does
no
he
me.
have?
I'm sorry, I don't believe it. All
She's gonna be on
right.
the new season of Virgins because she's probably a virgin now. She's gonna be a virgin after that relationship.
Yeah, man. Do we
I don't know.
believe
It might, maybe we don't know what he can or cannot do. I suppose.
Hannah
Oh, come
Burkhaw is
on.
her name?
I'm not even being like. I'm not even trying to be silly. I don't know what his medical condition prohibits. You know what I mean? But
Right.
Yeah, like I said, I think that's cerebral palsy.
no, that's what it is. I just don't know what that affects.
Oh, but yeah, I don't know their story. We don't. They usually have like a pin story to tell what's going
But they
on.
don't. No, that's true. They kind of just showed up one day in that one where they're like at a convention center. It was them and then another couple that was just like them. Remember?
Yeah.
And then from
Oh,
that
it's-
point on, they just kind of appear every now and again.
Oh my god. Do you find it as true love, anybody? Do you think?
Hey, what is true love?
I like to think that they're in love.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
I get
She's
it.
still with him.
Well, because she's able-bodied and he's not. With all due
I like to
respect.
think she got a.
With all due respect,
I
I'm
got
not trying to be a dick, but
Hey, I mean, she's with him still, so true love or otherwise, if he's happy
know-
and she's happy, I suppose that's all that matters, right?
you're right. You're right, I guess. But maybe someday we'll actually have the story. They literally don't have the story, so I don't know. I guess it's technically none of our business, right? But yeah, they must.
No, it's definitely
out
not
there.
our business. But they did
put
post
themselves
it,
out
so,
there, so you know,
yeah.
you don't know. Ooh, right. All right. Well, as you could see, it is what it is, right?
Right. Yeah. It is what it is. The Hannah, whatever, May story, whatever her name
I
is.
want you to show you guys now the funniest catfish. There's this guy Cash-ish, right? And bro did a genuinely mean catfish. I'm sorry, it was funny. It was funny content. So we have dating apps, right? You could catfish on dating apps, right? Sure, it's happened to some of us one way or the other. And this guy did it as a video, right? He was a girl named Lauren, right here. As we can see, this is Lauren from Tinder, whoever the hell this is. And I'll show you what what he disguised as Lauren did.
Lauren. Yeah. How you doing? Sorry I'm late.
Yeah.
So, I never been here before. Does it have good food?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So, how's it going? Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, good.
Oh, he's
enjoy the day. Enjoy the day. Yeah. What's wrong? Something wrong?
You don't really look like a picture.
What? Are you saying I'm ugly?
I'm not saying you're ugly. I'm just saying I wasn't expecting someone.
Black?
No.
You don't like me? For the way I am? You don't like me for the way I am? I thought we were better than this.
I mean, I do feel bad for the dude who got catfished. It's messed up, right? But like, yes, that was a funny one. And he played the bit. I feel like honestly,
I hope they should have paid him after. I'm so sorry.
I feel like that guy, this is my opinion, the actual guy who got catfished could have gotten way more dates if this video went viral and he had continued the date as if nothing was wrong.
1000%.
Just
I
do the
call
date.
bullshit on that video.
What do you mean? Like,
think it
do you
was
think
fake?
he
I don't
was
think
in
it's
on
real.
it?
I think it's fake.
Yeah, it could be, yeah, but
Come on, now. You can from the profile photo to that shit. Like,
Well, that's the
not-
point.
not-
The dude was pissed. He's
Yeah,
either a
but I
really
would've-
good. I think he was either a really good actor or legitimately annoyed.
could be
If you
both.
truly know you, why would you even waste your time being like? I wouldn't even sit down.
Well, yeah,
that's
the
you.
fact
That's
that
the
he
thi-
went in,
I think they find a certain person
Yeah.
to go through.
They probably were looking for somebody who they thought was going to be a little bit less like I'm out of here sort of thing.
Yeah, right.
Like I mean, frankly, they had to pry out of him that he was upset that she didn't look the way she was supposed to in the picture, right? They were like, "What's wrong?" If they hadn't asked what's wrong, there's a chance that he would have just quietly sat through the entire date and then gone home and been like, "I think some dude tried to get a free meal out of me."
Some dude. Oh my god. I mean, it's when you go on a first online date, nothing beats when you see someone genuinely attractive. You're like, yes, or like, oh my god, what the hell? And you're like, yeah, this is my date. Or you could be horrified. It's like, fuck, like, well, and then you have a night wasted. So hopefully it's the latter.
Have you ever been catfished, Allison?
Yep.
Or Matt or Jose? Actually, I'm kind of.
I've been like appearance catfish, like pictures from like 4 years ago, and then they're 50 pounds heavier than they were. Not that there's
Okay.
anything wrong with that, but at least just show your recent pictures. You know,
I've never been
Fair.
catfished. I know how not to get catfished.
What did you mean? Do you like stalk
give
them on
us
socials
give us
before
the
you?
Jose
No.
Yeah.
how not to get catfish.
Well, easy. One, you look at their profile. You have the rule of three, no pictures. One picture is a no go. Three, you try to look for someone that has three or more pictures. Look at
Okay,
the
yeah.
But
go
they
for
could
the
use old ones.
what?
They could use old pictures.
That's fine. I'm about to get there. But so that's the first kind of red flag is if you have three or less and they look kind of faded or whatever, or something doesn't look right.
Yeah.
That's red flag one. Two is then when you communicate with them and blah, 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 they'll give you some sketchy phone number or they'll be like, just Snapchat me or whatever. All right, that's red flag two. Three is I won't even go on a date unless I've at least video chat with you.
Oh, well,
If
yeah.
I ain't if I'm not able to FaceTime you, it doesn't even have to be FaceTime. It could be through Snapchat. It could be through Instagram. It could do Facebook Messenger. If I can't video chat you at all,
Right,
I'm
then
good.
yeah, that makes sense.
Not gonna waste my time.
I think that's honestly just even for safety reasons. I feel like that's a good idea, especially for like women who are listening. You want to talk to a dude before you go out with him if you can, because you just want to get a vibe check. I feel. I mean, honestly, guys too. I know that was a little bit sexist of me to say just women, but like, yeah, you want to get a vibe check on who you're with, before you spend a whole night with them, right? So.
You think, but it's too hard for some people, I guess, sometimes.
Or they get excited. They don't have a lot of matches, maybe. And so as soon as somebody does match, they're just happy they got somebody. You know what I mean? Like, it's possible, right? Like, if you're having a bit of a dry spell in the dating department and then someone shows interest, you might be willing to skip some of the safety precautions just to, meet somebody new.
I do know what you mean. I do know. Okay. Quickly. It's high school graduation time. I don't know where this high school is, but I would be so pissed. This guy trying to be impressive to people, bro does a backflip as soon as he gets his high school diploma.
Benson Boone.
And he falls on somebody.
Oh no.
Can you imagine this? Your big moment, high school graduation.
Oh!
Get your ass on, boy. Get your goddamn.
Pele kick. Boom.
She was a fairy.
Wow. That's like by the way,
what are we doing?
That's like an R-Truth move right there. He used to do that spinning. He used to do that spinning head scissors kick. But anyway, that's wild. He didn't know that someone was right behind him. She was behind him when he got on stage. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like there was a surprise person or like he at first when you said it, I was like, okay, maybe he like fell off the stage and hit somebody. But no, he just did a flip into the person standing directly behind him.
I know, huh?
That was wild.
What in the hell is that? All right, guys.
I mean, yeah.
So I got another band for you, another group to show you guys.
Are they
I'm
rock
going
band,
crazy. This is actually more of a rap group, like they're like Brockhampton, Odd Future, Wolfgang, Wu-Tang style.
Mm-hmm.
And I love these guys. They're named WHATMORE. They come out of New York City. And let me play you some of their tracks. And again, a future band that you will see in the hip hop circles. They're killing it right now. And by the way, this is a very diverse group. I call this DEI Odd Future. And you'll see what I'm saying. Let me show you WHATMORE, aka DEI Odd Future.
Take your time. Why you stressing? Been doing this way before the yuppies. Now we up and they trying to link, acting lovey-dovey. Put the Merc in sport, leaving tracks up on the avenue. Strongest in my city, no doubt, Mr. Incredible.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm super duper swanking, city bike downtown, running through the pavement. Most of y'all flew here, big dream chases. I feel like a month straight running to the bacon.
In the box so tight, feel like I'm locked up, baby, free the kid. I should lean a little to the left, she call it CNN, okay. Pulp Fiction, she love the double dog, damn. Mia Wallace, Mr. Baker, dance around, she's no
And she text me where you at, girl, I'm already on the way. And it feels so wrong, but now my neck down to my waist. You acting Leo the way you call me by my name. Nothing really left to say, but
Bro was so New York. He used Tim's as a cell.
But the shoe phone thing was interesting, but I probably just don't get the reference.
Dude, they got a Jewish guy, a white guy, an Asian guy, a black guy, and what am I missing? And an Asian guy, the Asian Mac Miller.
He did kind of sound like Mac Miller, actually. I was thinking, I was like, I feel like I've heard this before, like in terms of the way he feels, like his physical voice. Yeah.
Shit leaning to the left. They caught CNN.
That was pretty. I thought that was a pretty clever line. No, I mean, that was kind of chill. The song. I don't know that.
Yeah, mad chill.
I don't. That's not typically the kind of music I like. Generally, certainly not in hip hop, but it's a thing, right? The party kind of like later after the party ends.
I like
vibe.
that. I like that. And here's another song of theirs.
I treat the deli at the corner like a strip club. Singles in my wallet, tap the count, try to see some. Crown Heights, drinking Arizona with my pinky up. I done everything like twice, my life
and I got the same friends as what, like fucking 15. Skipping class and burning some indie CDs. She want me like Sabrina, she saying please, please.
Hey.
Top 5, baby, just leave me.
Pour that wine direct from Argentina.
Asian Mac
Snow got Malbec, Mendoza, like to ride that line, bougie and ratchet. My lady, she gon' age so fine, she Cleopatra. I travel back to ancient times, just call me
Got my
out.
line on 10 again, from the serve like Wimbledon. Hella curves, I'm plotting for you. I don't want a baby, no sentiment. Been cold as ice on me, no puff on when it's freezing. Enter my life, baby, just come by when I need it.
It's that type of smile. It is that type of style.
Question, Allison.
Oh God.
Because you're in New York as well. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going on when you're dating apps, and one of these guys comes on, matches you. You go on the date, and you haven't seen this clip, and they say, "Yeah, I'm in a rap group." No, seriously, you saw all the guys. Are you taking that seriously? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, that was good. That's going to be their biggest obstacle. I mean, they do that. I mean, they do have the what did Hoodie Allen call it?
Hoodie Allen.
Yeah, he had a line about it with it's like the weed style rap, where it's like, you know, again, the
I know what you're
frat
talking
house.
about. This type of rap is more laid back.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Type,
right, exactly.
Type of rap.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I mean. But like, and again, it was not an insult, but I think he had like a. I think he had.
Yeah, I know what you
calling
mean.
it-
I like
And
that
so-
type of music.
Yeah,
and,
so I do think that type is probably more open to a group that looks like this, but they don't have anything even remotely close to edge amongst any of them, and I feel like that could be difficult in making top 40 rap songs. But I don't know.
I don't know. Stranger things have been done. I mean, there's the whole trap scene that somehow became a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last but not least, this is the Home Depot on 23rd Street in Chelsea, Manhattan. And this is a place to do a music video, apparently.
Street Fighter, try and hold me back, get your grip tight in my pen. Push your rapper aside, typewriter, bright lights. I'm Shaka Khan through the fire. Bro, you couldn't blind him, heat of the battle, eye of the tiger.
Yeah, pop out, look minimal, in the spot like cheetah coat. Set my voice like sugar, I'm like, baby, it's that sweet and low. Bust a rhyme on these classics, we keep flipping mo. Wait in line, album soon, Roger
And I
Pressure
just whip the city playground like shit is skateboarding. And I'm cooking y'all fools, Mr. Bourdain. Jordan Magic Bird, what my fucking dream team. Chatting real life with someone out in the nosebleed.
Now we quit talking cat of your tongue. I broke the leash, start to blossom like a seed in the sun. Spreading wisdom to the youth and
now they calling me young. Always steps to be a better man, just test a plan, see it through, no hologram.
And all their bars are references. No, like I hit
Yes, I
doubles like
noticed
a McDonald's.
First boy band to go to a Home Depot was the top comment
Mhm,
there.
So the final segment for this show, we're bringing back Jonathan Kite. Do you remember what Jonathan Kite is best known for? The stand-up comedian.
No.
It's Anthony Bourdain impressions.
I did like that guy.
So we got a couple more for you. I got two. Let's have Anthony Bourdain at Red Lobster.
To America's landlocked love letter to suburban seafood, Red Lobster. Where Atlantis meets Elastic Pants, Deep Sea meets Deep Fryer, and everyone's finding Nemo. Delicious. It's high calories on the high seas. Once upon a time, Odysseus had to wrestle mythical monsters before savoring a bounty this sacred. Today, your biggest battle is staying awake after succumbing to the siren song of the Cheddar Bay biscuits. Warm, golden seductresses whose buttery whispers could lull Poseidon himself into a carb-induced coma. Lobster might be on the marquee, but Cheddar Bay biscuits are the real star. Warm, flaky, dangerously addictive. And like any good drug deal, the first hit's always free.
Ha!
Then there's Lobsterfest, the annual crustacean bloodbath. Red Lobster's Red Wedding. For a few hallowed weeks, every lobster within driving distance is dragged from the deep, sacrificed to Dionysus, and crammed into more dishes than Elon Musk has offspring. Bisques, dips, pastas, bread. If it holds heat, they've stuffed it with something that once had claws. And of course, the tank. A sadistic petting zoo where doomed lobsters live out their final hours like reality show contestants awaiting elimination. This is tank-to-table dining. Part Hunger Games, part Deadliest Catch. Shell-shackled gladiators silently await broiled oblivion, each hoping the odds are ever in their flavor. Tonight, dinner doesn't just arrive. It volunteers as tribute. You come to Red Lobster because it reminds you of a time when tying a plastic bib felt like fine dining. And somehow, it still does. So, cheers to you, Red Lobster, clawing back, serving proudly, and blessing every plate with drawn butter. For the seafood lover in you. And for everyone else, thanks for the biscuits.
Bro is so good.
He should write. I hope he is a writer as well.
Yeah.
Because he's got, I mean, I know that he's mimicking Bourdain's style of like journalism / kind of poetry, which is a very good, very interesting. But I bet you he's probably pretty good at it himself. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know how much money there is in Anthony Bourdain impressions. Hopefully he's writing something.
Bro's got it. All right. Last one for tonight. We got Anthony Bourdain at the Cheesecake Factory.
Welcome to America's imperial palace of gourmet gluttony, the Cheesecake Factory. A holy Roman orgy of edible excess with a menu so massive it's available as an audiobook. And serving sizes so absurd, even Caligula would say, this is a bit much. Here you'll find Caesar's Glory, Caesar's Ghost, and Caesar's Salad, all within one culinary coliseum. So friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your appetites, and let's eat. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was this menu. A 21-page opus, the insomnia-fueled ramblings of a chef with commitment issues and pharmaceutical-grade confidence. Bang Bang Chicken and Shrimp, Buffalo Blasts, Factory Burrito Grande, 3 dishes awkwardly coexisting like strangers sharing an Uber pool after last call. There's even a section called Glamburgers, which presumably arrive with the Brazilian bun lift and a promo code for Ozempic. What we eat in life echoes in eternity. Or at least on the scale the next morning. They don't officially call the portions family style, but if you're Nick Cannon and it's your weekend with the kids, you're in good hands. Each dish comes with a calorie count so high, even Rain Man would lose track. It's leftovers or last rites. Either way, something's leaving in a box. Here, dessert isn't optional. Like Thanos, it's inevitable. The glass case glows like a human bug zapper, luring patrons willingly into sugary oblivion. Over 30 varieties of cheesecake. With names like cinnamon swirl, dulce de leche, and toasted marshmallow, they sound less like pastries and more like working girls at a Bangkok brothel. But at least here, they tell you which ones have nuts. The Cheesecake Factory, a bacchanalian multiverse where the splendor of Rome meets the appetite of America. But like doom scrolling at 2 a.m., there's a strange joy in being overwhelmed, a thrill in endless possibility. Because, let's be honest, you don't come here for moderation. You come for the brown bread and circuses. Romans walked so we could waddle. Or maybe the empire never fell. It just franchised. Welcome.
What a way.
Bars on that last line.
Which one was that?
Last line, bars.
Yeah. What's the bars? I want to hear you to say it.
No, it's just perhaps the empire never fell. It's just been franchised. I feel like we'll be saying that sooner rather than later about a different empire.
Powerful stuff. Great stuff, everybody, from Ryan, Jose, and Allison. Great work. Great job to you, the greatest audience in the world, for being yourself. And we'll see you throughout the week with more productive conversations content. Peace out, and we'll see you soon.